Hello guys, Future Me here. I just want to say welcome to the video. You're gonna listen to me yap for the next hour. Don't ask me why I decided this thing to be an hour, but it's gonna be an hour, or close to it at least. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like and subscribe as always, and always stay cool. Okay, I'm done. Bye. Hello guys, I'm Meta Guy, and today I'm talking about my MCMU journey and how I ended up becoming General of the Army of the MCMU. So, it all started, I knew that some of my friends were part of the MCMU, and I started learning a little bit more about the MCMU. This time I was at this time I was very big on military. I wanted to be a military personnel as soon as possible. I don't know if it was one of my friends or if it was somebody actually in the MCMU. I learned that there was a recruiting event going on because I got invited to it. And I didn't know if that's how I joined or not, but that's how I joined. So during this nice, good recruiting event, I asked if I can work here, and then so happenly, after a course of a few minutes just waiting there, I got into a recruiting office. I think it's recruiting office Foreign Vic's recruiting office. I got recruited by Macy, and we were doing the form. I had to fill out a bunch of stuff, and I apparently did not fill it out correctly. I believe the only thing that really did happen is that for my MOS, I put yes. Don't ask. Long story short, I finish up, and then Macy comes and asks me a bunch of questions, like saying, hey, is this correct? Is this correct? I was like, all right, yeah. After that, I chose commission in the form, right? But they didn't have the Officer Academy open, and I wasn't able to do Officer Academy for like a few months. Now, it was December at the time, like a little bit after Christmas, maybe before, but so I was sort of busy, not really. So I could actually attend a lot of stuff. Now, going back to what I said I commissioned, but went through enlisted. I pretty much went through enlisted. I was an E1, didn't know anything. Starting out brand new. I was an E1. Then I got ranked up E2, skipped E3, went to an E4, I think. Loki came up to me, or the chief commander came up to me and said, hey, we're doing a kill hat program. Because I said I was interested. I think I told him I was interested in being a drill instructor. And he told me about the kill hat program. I attended along with a few of my battle buddies, such as Johnny or Mars. There was also a few more. Long story short, we ended up going through all of it. Now, man, let me tell you, the kill hat program broke me. But it was fun. It was a good experience for me. But there's a few funny stories that I could list. I'm gonna list the most funny here. So I was told after the training portion of becoming a drill instructor, or being part of that kill hat, I was told to have everybody line up and then tell them to sound off and stuff like that. So I was dealing with them. Now there's a lot of things that I was doing. I mean, I was pretty much yelling, and so unknowingly, I think either it was a officer or it was the executive or commanding officer of the army at the time. But all I know is that I yelled at this officer. Keep in mind, I was only a E4, maybe an E5. But so me being enlisted, yelling at an officer wasn't really the greatest look. So obviously I got yelled at. my bad. That was the first and probably last time that I pretty much did that, because after that I learned ranks, and yeah, I was getting taught how to sound off. Now, I wasn't taught how to sound off, but they were teaching me how to sound off, or at least I wasn't paying attention, I don't think. Now, Dr. Vic was instructing this portion of it, and me being me, zoning out a lot. Maybe I probably zoned out, but I didn't understand what he meant. He said sound off, which in terms, it just sounds like you just turn your sound off. Now I did that. Okay, I completely did that, and I didn't know, and I was like, all right, cool, sound off. What was I supposed to be doing? I asked it several times, can I turn my sound back on? Can I turn my sound back on? And I must have sounded dumb as hell, because I didn't have my sound on. I didn't know what anyone was saying until Macy, my recruiter that I was talking about earlier, told me, hey, turn your sound back on. And I was finally taught how to sound off by watching the other people. Now my dumbass probably sounded like something like was that I said, Corporal Meta guy standing by for your inspection. Now I think I sounded sarcastic as hell the first time I did it, because again, like I said, I didn't know. So I was at the complete bottom of the class. Everyone was better than me at it. I thought I was doing pretty good, but apparently I wasn't. It was time for the graduation. They had a few people go up before me, and then now it was my turn. Loki gives me the worst message I was hoping he would not say, and he said, how did you fail this class, or how did you fail becoming a drill instructor? Loki says something that I never thought would be said, and he says, I don't want you to become a drill instructor because I want you to become a senior drill instructor. I was really happy. I know Johnny was like, how? So I was in the MCMU Army, and with our service covers that we wear, the Army logo on those covers, or the thing for the Army, it says the 3 core values: honor, courage, and commitment. Okay, now I didn't know the 3 core values. It was a whole thing during the inspections before, I think, the graduation. But all I know is that I became an E7. Now there's 2 types of E7s you can get in the MCMU. That's Master Sergeant and Master Battalion Sergeant. I didn't know how to say battalion, so I always said like bulletin, or I said something along the lines of that. Oh, I'm Master Battalion Sergeant. Not how I pronounce it, by the way. And so because I got honor grad, that's why I got it. Long story short, after the whole drill instructor, I was a senior drill instructor, and I got moved up, and I got ranked up to an E8. Or senior master sergeant. And this rank stuck with me before the whole time before I was an officer, so I never got ranked up. But so me and Mars and Johnny, we were like the big 3. We still are the big 3. We're really close in rank. But we didn't really, anyway, besides the big 3, me and Mars, we debated who's going to become the senior enlisted advisor, or the command sergeant major of the Army. This is the highest rank of enlisted you can be. Which right at this time is being taken by the best. Anyway, besides that, so I was debating, and all I could think on was knowledge. For some reason, I only said, oh, because I want to have people to have the knowledge that I don't have. I want to teach them, blah, blah, blah. Mars kind of listed some stuff, but it was definitely better than my reasoning, but I thought maybe I could win. I didn't win. which is okay. It's okay to me. All right, sucks that I didn't win, but it went to Mars. Now, did I think Mars was a good fit for senior enlisted advisor? Hell the fuck no. Did Johnny think she was a good fit? Hell the fuck no. She did. All I gotta say is that, yeah, she did her job. She did, decent job. Not the best job you can do, but no one's perfect. The problem is that me and Johnny would do way more work than her because she wouldn't do the work. Now, she would occasionally do work while me and Johnny did a lot of work. Not occasionally, like almost every day. But besides the point, all I know is I disagree with Mars. Now, I'm chill with Johnny. Well, let's say chill with Johnny, but I'm chill with Mars. But after that, her, Johnny, and Rave were going against me, saying that I did not deserve the rank that I had. Now, keep in mind, everyone thought that this was a joke. Like, I'm not even joking. I think Loki and Shocker were there. And I think maybe Vic. But I know that they asked, wait, hold on, are you guys joking? I think is what they said, or along the lines at least. And they said no, they're dead serious. But I stayed in E8. Johnny got first sergeant, which is still an E8, but a little bit authority over me. And he acted like he was bossing me around and Mars around several times. Now, nothing really happened. Everyone was sick of Johnny. No one really cared, but it was in the past. So that sucked. After that whole incident, I stayed in E8 doing my recruiting job. And you wanna know something weird? Apparently, Mars, being a senior recruiter, actually, no, I was a junior recruiter, I think, and Mars was a regular recruiter. All I know is that I did that I was doing way more work than Mars was when she had to do something and she was scrolling on TikTok. That's all I gotta say. But after all that, the whole E8 thing was pretty cool. Senior Master Sergeant. I just love Senior Master Sergeant meta guy. It just rolls off the tongue. It's amazing. So then we took Officer Academy. Now, let me tell you. This shit had me like crashing out almost 2 seconds silently. Because, I don't know, it wasn't worse than Kill Hat, but it was definitely close enough. So we were taking Officer Academy. I know there was a few other people taking Officer with me. I know that there was Southern Guy, Mars, Johnny, me, King Corpse. Who else was there? There was... Maybe it was just us five. I think there was one more. But besides the point, we were all taking, Officer Academy. I was the one, I showed up, missed maybe 2 days. Johnny missed more. Mars missed, I don't think she missed any. But pretty much long story short, we had to, during Officer, we had to, man, what's it called? Oh yeah, okay. So we had to take our service covers. I forgot what this is called, but you're not allowed to have your covers on inside, whether or not it's a campaign cover, campaign hat, or like the drill instructor hat that's a campaign hat, or service cover. You're not allowed to have that out inside the building. So every single time, we had to keep our covers off the building, and we had to put it right in front of us. Then they would tell us to go outside. We had to grab our covers, and as soon as we stepped foot outside, we put our covers on. And we did that for a full day straight. And I think also in Officer Academy, they had me learn the 3 core values. Like literally everything. They had me learn, pretty much relearn everything. But besides that point, we had to do so much, bro. Like, it's crazy. After all of that, we took the little test thing. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to ace this because I don't know much of this. Johnny got one question wrong. Now, keep in mind, we're still the big 3. Mars didn't want to be the big 3. But we're still the big 3. So, Johnny, he gets one question wrong. Mars gets 2, I get 3. I don't know what the hell the other people got. But that's all I know that we got. So, with that said, Johnny being honor grad and stuff, he became an O2, or senior lieutenant, while me, Mars, King Corpse, and Southern guy didn't pass. Because I don't know if he quit or something. All I know is that he did not become an officer. But me and King Corpse, Mars, and me, we were all O1s, right? And we did not care. Well, I mean, we cared in the way where we respected each other, but we did not appreciate each other in a way, especially me to Johnny. Again, Johnny's the type of person who gets 1 ounce of authority and takes it directly to his head. He's like that person. Says he's always better than other people. Also, he calls himself the king. Besides the point, he bosses people around a lot, right? And I'm so glad that he is not the CO at the moment. He's the EO, or the executive officer. And I swear to God, if he was the commanding officer, I would crash out. Because I ain't gonna let a commanding officer be who's rude to department head. Alright, getting off track. It was like that for a while. Johnny just crashed out, and I don't fucking know. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. So what? Then, wasn't a captain. I don't know. What I remember is that I got moved up. Now, I don't know if it was a sequence of when I got moved up a little bit or a lot, but, all I know is that I got moved up to an 06 or a colonel. Now, this was my favorite rank. It still kind of is my favorite rank. A colonel. Like, it's just, like, it's cool. It's a cool rank. It's below me now, but still, it's a pretty cool rank. My favorite rank still. But I got moved up to a colonel. 06, I was the commanding officer. Johnny being, senior cap, or, I think, yeah, he was the senior, I think he was a senior captain. King Corpse is still, to this day, a 01 lieutenant. He never got a rank up. Like, still, to this day, he's an 01 lieutenant. But Johnny sues me. And he always threatens, I'm going to call my lawyer. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to call my lawyer. I'm going to sue you. And after I got sued with this little thing of his, long story short, I became an 04. Johnny got moved down to an 02. Mars being the executive officer, and Jen moving up to Army and being the commanding officer. Okay. Now, me and Johnny both got probation. So if you think about it, we technically both lost. And me and Johnny had the funnest time respecting each other to the absolute limits. Barely arguing, quote unquote, great time. After probation, we went back to fucking arguing. We didn't give a shit about each other. But we were still, okay, just happened, let it be. Okay, this is when general ranks start popping in. Me, Mars, and Johnny, being the big three, we all got moved up to general ranks. Woohoo. Now, okay. Okay, now let me state these ranks that we are right now. I am General of the Army in the MCMU. Johnny, we'll talk about what happened to Johnny right now, but as of right now, he's technically not really supposed to be doing his job. But before we get into that, technically he is general of the MCMU Army. He is a general, and Mars is the other general. But I know Mars, she was the commanding officer, and Johnny was the executive officer. I was a brigadier general. I believe Johnny was a major general, and Mars was either a vice. Yeah, Mars was a vice general. Then we were doing something, blah blah blah. I forgot what we were doing, but we all got ranked up again. I think she got general, and me and Johnny were both vice generals. Kind of like vice general the rank. I like vice general the rank. Because Johnny's still the executive officer and Mars being the commanding officer, I couldn't really do much but care. And I cared a lot. I complained. And me and Johnny and Mars, we were the big three. We were teaching Officer Academy. Now this is we're getting into very recent. Like I think last week. But we were teaching Officer Academy for all the students. Nico, MK, Southern guy wanted to be there, but he couldn't. So it was Nico, MK, Vexel. There's a few other. I think there was other people who didn't show up. All I know is that Vexel. Oh, also Ryder. Can't forget about Ryder. Can't forget about Ryder and Rock 9. Can't forget about those two. They just didn't really show up. But Vexel, being a Marine, and I know in IRL, yeah, I know the Marines and the Army, they hate on each other. Same thing goes on the MCMU. We always freaking argue about what's a better branch, who's a better branch. Army always wins, guys. I'll just throw it out there. If you're gonna be a Marine, good for you. Be a good Marine. You know, I'm just saying from my end, I think personally, my opinion, Army is just better in general. So while we were teaching, we were supposed to know who's gonna be the new, O11 and the O10s. What we were told is that one of us will get moved up to General of the Army. And if it's, for example, Johnny, I will get moved up to General, and Mars would be the executive officer, and Johnny would be the commanding officer, or O11. If Mars got ranked up, it's pretty much the same. Mars would get ranked up, Johnny would get ranked up, and I think I would stay as a vice general. Now, if I got ranked up, which happened, is that Mars would stay the same rank because she's a general. Johnny would get ranked up to general, and I would become General of the Army. What happened is that we were supposed to be told afterwards, or at least after the Officer Academy. Well, that did not happen. I think it was actually in the middle of the time we were doing Officer Academy. It was not during a class. I think it was like right after one. But that's when we learned, and I was happy. But I didn't express that. I was tired. And I said yay. Johnny, he was fucking unhappy. He was unhappy on me getting General of the Army. Okay. Still executive officer. I said, hey, you're still at a pretty good thing. You're executive officer. You're a general. He was not happy. And MK and Vexel did. Oh my god. MK and Vexel. Now, I was told this right afterwards, but MK and Vexel, well, specifically Vexel, went into FBI of Horizons, owned by Fidel. He went in there and was trying to find a way in. MK, well, we'll talk about MK in a second. Vexel, I was told from Deputy Chief Commander Macy to discipline them. After I was told on to do so, that is when I heard the other part. MK was told by Vexel not to go in to the world that he was going in. MK disobeyed. Macy and Trail, both deputy chief commanders, were there, and I was told to bring them back into the center, have them line up, and discipline them. So that's what I did. I looked them dead in the eye, and I told both of them, really? No, I'm not even joking. I said, really? You serious? They pretty much almost started a war. Cause if somebody caught Vexel trying to glitch in, Fidel could have said he doesn't like that, and could have started a war against the MCMU. Keep in mind, he was in the MCMU uniform. Hello guys, it's MetaGuy. Thank you for watching the end of this video. I appreciate it very much. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, I did say it was going to be an hour long, but it turned out to be half an hour long. Hope you can forgive me. But at the time of this recording, Mars got ranked down to Brigadier General. God knows for what reason. Johnny, he got Article 15. Vexel's now a colonel in the Army. Congratulations to him. MK is now a officer for the Navy. I'm still the same rank. Jamari, entering the story way after this, is now a department head member. So, congrats to all of those people who got ranked up. Mars, sorry that you got ranked down. I don't know why, but yeah. So, Kill Hat is starting up soon, which means more stories to be told. Thank you for watching. And always, stay cool. Join the MCMU, link in bio. Join my Discord server, also link in bio. See y'all later.